this is my audience for my oral communications ceremonial speech. Hello, let me ask you a question. Are you a fan of underdog stories? Well, let me remind you of one if you haven't heard this one already. It is the story of how Buster Douglas upset Mike Tyson as a 42-1 underdog in actually knocking Mike Tyson out, making boxing history. In the months leading up to the fight, every single boxing media outlet gave Buster Douglas no chance, hence he was the 42-1 underdog. Media outlets called him a quitter. He was also labeled as a journeyman for his up and down record at the time. And Mike Tyson was in his peak of athletic ability, and he was just looked at as a force of nature. People were scared about this man. But Buster Douglas, not many people knew that only 23 days before the biggest fight of his professional boxing career, his mother had passed away. And on his mother's deathbed, he promised her that he would knock out Mike Tyson, upsetting the world, and actually his family was worried about him taking this fight too, because Mike Tyson was that feared at the time that it had even his family was worried. So Buster Douglas trained twice as hard as he has ever for this fight, and in the night of the fight, after 7 grueling rounds of boxing, Buster Douglas was knocked down in the 8th round by a hellacious uppercut from Mike Tyson. He just barely beat the 10 count. And when he rose to his feet, he got his bearings, and then in the next 2 rounds, he shocked the world, knocking out Mike Tyson, ending this era of invincibility. It was like seeing a hero being right before you. It was mind-boggling. I always remind myself of this story to remember your humble beginnings and remember where you came from. Because even when you are on top and successful in every facet, it can all come crashing down in a split second and at any moment. Even for somebody like Mike Tyson, who had the whole world fearing him. Buster Douglas shocked the world, and that was very inspirational. And this was a very good story for me to remember my humble beginnings. Thank you.